Bruce Irvin said to, I think the magazine's Black Sports. Been
Right,
around
Black
forever.
Sports Online.
Yeah. And he said, I'm going to play for Atlanta in 2016. So that means, I'm not saying 2015, he's not a free agent. He will be a free agent next year, assuming they don't franchise him. What do you think about a player, A, who announces who he's going to play for 2 years from now, and B, what would be the reaction in Denver if, say, Demaryius Thomas said in 2016, and I know part of the answer, in 2016, I'm going to play for the Oakland Raiders?
Yeah, it wouldn't go over well. Bruce Irvin is a really good pass rusher. He's upset that he didn't get a contract. They didn't pick up his fifth-year option. He's upset about it. They didn't pick up an option in his contract. He's very upset. But it's just, why would you say that publicly? That's one of those things like behind the curtain we all know, like, hey, when a certain guy's a free agent, he's going to go play closer to home. Like in Kadyr's situation. I never thought he was coming back to the Rockies because he had told me that at some point in his career he wanted to play on the East Coast because he grew up in Virginia. He wanted his kids to be able to get to his games more quickly. And the two teams there, I mean, you look at the Yankees, or four teams basically, but Yankees, Mets, Orioles, Nationals, it was going to probably be one of those teams. So it didn't surprise me. But he wasn't out saying, this is my last year with the Rockies. I can't wait to get out of here. But if Demaryius Thomas said it, given the fact that he's not at workouts, boy, fans would be riled up. They'd be furious.
Well, is there anything you really do? I mean, the team can't do
They
anything.
could trade Irvin. Now you've undercut his value if they say, well, now he's available. But I'm sure they went to Irvin and said, dude, stop. Either stop talking or we're going to trade you. But if you want to be traded to Atlanta, stop talking because you're undermining your value. He wants to play for Dan Quinn. That's the Seattle defensive coordinator.
And that's where I was going with it.
Yeah.
For people who aren't connecting the dots, his defensive coordinator went to Atlanta. So, because when it first hit me, the first thing I thought of is, well, maybe he likes Atlanta. Maybe he likes the strip clubs in Atlanta, which is well known for its strip clubs, or he likes Southern food or something like that. But, oh, Dan Quinn's there. Of course, that's the reason why he wants to go. He wants to go back and be with defensive coordinator. And you assume Atlanta's going to be a better team. They had a pretty good draft, I think.
Yeah, they're a
and
good team.
They still got a lot of talent. They messed the bed last year, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, here's the issue, though. When you come out and say this, every game on Bruce Irvin is going to be a referendum on him. Oh, is he trying hard? What was his effort? He's now created scrutiny. Most people don't know who Bruce Irvin is. He's probably their fifth or sixth best defensive player. I mean, clearly that's a great defense, but my point is nobody knows of him. Now, locally, the guys covering it will be watching it. He's going to be under scrutiny, and then he struggles. Let's say he has 4.5 sacks. Is it because he wanted out? It didn't make a lot of sense to publicly say it. That's one of those conversations as an athlete that he has with his friends and his agent. Hey, first chance you have, get me to Atlanta. You don't say it out loud before the season. Odd, very odd.
The only time I've really seen that with the Denver Broncos was Lyle Alzado. And it's going to take a lot of people back. And Lyle Alzado was the first player in Broncos history, and people don't know this, to ever hold out. Because this was kind of a homespun mom-and-pop operation. Yes, Floyd will take care of you. They'd throw him a few bucks. And guys liked playing in Denver, even though it was a losing franchise. And then suddenly, Lyle Alzado said, I don't want to come back. I want to be traded. And I'm not going to sign a contract. And so they said, okay, we're going to get rid of you.
That's when they traded him to the Browns, right?
He had a contract, and he said, I'm just not going to play. And so the Broncos traded him to the Browns for a second that year, and the next year a third and a fifth, which we thought was a pretty good deal. And I have to go back, but it turned out good for the Broncos. It didn't turn out good for the Browns. He didn't play well in Cleveland, and they moved him along to Oakland, where he was a Pro Bowler and
he played well
played
there.
on some really good teams. So it worked out well, I really believe, for both teams.